Can you give us some ideas of what you guys are doing to kind of look to the future on the future capabilities of the Navy and Marine Corps?
Yeah, very excited to do that. One big initiative that we're involved in is our Advanced Naval Technology Exercise, ANTEX. ANTEXs have been held by a number of warfare centers for a number of years across all the warfare centers. The next large one that we're involved in is planned for next year in FY21, kind of a follow-on to similar ones that we've done with NIWC Pacific and with NSWC Carter Rock in the past, with a lot of expeditionary and littoral operations with the Navy and the Marine Corps. The next big one is focused on distributed maritime operations and expeditionary advanced base operations. We're co-leading it with NSWC Crane, and we're planning for a large East Coast ANTEX in FY21. The sponsors are primarily the Marine Corps Warfighting Lab and the Naval Warfare Development Center, who are kind of driving the concepts of operations and the way we're going to employ the Navy and Marine Corps in the future under the constructs of the distributed maritime operations and expeditionary advanced base operations. And there's a lot of extra challenges in that environment across many warfare, certainly in the information warfare domain that we're looking at, but also in maneuver and fires and logistics and supportability. And so this ANTEX is going to be focused on trying to sort some of those out, building off of previous efforts that happened last year and a few years ago on the West Coast. So we're very excited to engage with folks. We just have released a commercial solutions opening to allow for industry partners to offer up technologies that might be germane to that. So between commercial entities that might offer technologies that might be useful, as well as what we might generate within warfare centers, the idea of all these ANTEXs is to bring those technologies into the environment in the months leading up to the ANTEX, analyze them and evaluate them, have the warfighters that are kind of discovering these CONOPs look at them, think about how they might be useful, and then we actually bring them to the exercise. This is again planned on the east, somewhere along the East Coast. The details haven't really worked out, but kind of stress that environment that we would anticipate in an operational environment, and then see how these technologies bear out, how they might be useful to help the Navy and Marine Corps do their mission in that future demanding situation we might encounter. That's talked about in the National Defense Strategy, Commandant's Plan and Guidance, and the CNO's FRAGO.
Wow, that's incredible. That sounds like quite the tool in your toolbox you have to kind of plan and put forward. Kind of as a recap to that, it sounds like to me, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a way to take the engineer, the kind of the level of developing something and putting it in the warfighter's hand in real time and getting that real-time feedback. Is that correct?
Right. That's absolutely right. In the ANTEXs we've had in the past, we've had Marines and sailors who are interfacing with the technologies directly, typically with warfare center scientists and engineers right there with them that might have brought the technology out there, and industry partners, non-traditional, traditional industry partners that may have brought that technology out to the field. And they work on that in the weeks leading up to the ANTEX event, and then actually on the beach, in the jungle, in the woods, playing with that technology and getting immediate feedback from the sailors and Marines on, hey, how this might work, what its limitations are. And it's been very fruitful in the past because it kind of certainly is helpful to the developer of that technology and where it might go, to the government scientists and engineers and how that might be incorporated. And then obviously to the warfighter, kind of helps them think about the concept of operations, the demanding concept of operations that they might want to fight with in the future. And now they see how technology might help it. They might see where they're asking more from technology than technology is ready to give today. And then the technologists can go fix that and make it work better. So it's a great way to rapidly iterate on what the technology needs to do to support the warfighter and what they need to do.
Wow, what a great capability to have and to make available. Anything else you want to tell us about the ANTEX or anything else you guys are doing for future planning?
Well, again, the ANTEX, we're excited about getting industry partners involved, and with our CSO, which is out to industry right now. And then again, it'll be a broad breadth. It'll be us and Crane primarily leading it, but we anticipate a lot of other warfare center support and help as has typically happened. The one other one I do want to mention,
sure,
that's helping to support the ANTEX, but it's also separate from the ANTEX, is our Information Warfare Research Project, other transaction authority. a lot of warfare centers have these OT mechanisms whereby we engage with non-traditional industry partners for ideas. And there's a lot of that in the IT space, a lot of rapid development on the commercial side. So a year and a half ago, in October 2018, we stood up the Information Warfare Research Project, and it created a consortium of industry partners that they govern themselves to be members of that, and then they interface with the government as we provide prototype projects out to them. And so far, we've been around again since October of 2018. There's over 500 consortium members, more than 70% of which are non-traditional industry partners, meaning they don't normally do business with the Department of Defense. And we've had about 53 prototype awards on that. And we're working from prototypes to production. We have about five projects that had successful prototypes. And now we're investigating how we can turn those into production capabilities that we can bring to the Navy and the Marine Corps.
Wow, that's incredible, sir. It sounds like you guys you're not just leveraging what the main big players of industry that came out, that have been coming out for years, but you're really looking at anyone that has an idea and can help us get to that idea's fruition. You guys want them involved.
That's right. That's right. I mean, especially in this IT space that we dealing with, there's a lot of companies that can start in a garage. I mean, Apple and Microsoft, those big companies, they started with 2 or 3 guys in a garage type of deal. And that's continuing on today. So what we're trying to do, especially in the space that we operate in, is recognize there's a lot of non-traditional mom and pops or a couple of small college folks that just, thinking about a new way to apply technology, be it networking, social media, whatever it might be, and how we can bring those to bear in these things. So it's a very exciting space that we have so much of an opportunity. I mean, there's not too many small companies that build nuclear reactors or ships or even jet airplanes. It's just, you're not going to find a mom and pop necessarily doing that. But when it comes to the IT and information technology space and information warfare type technologies, it's all around us. So we're very much motivated, and we recognize there's a lot of possibilities to harness what those ideas and bring a concept, a technology that somebody might have been thinking from a purely commercial application, married up with a warfighter that's trying to deal with a very difficult situation in a demanding ConOps and hadn't even thought about applying that technology. And then when the two come together and realize, wait a minute, that technology really lends something to this unique situation. And if we hadn't brought them together, nobody would have thought of that. That's what we want to do, is create those collisions of the non-traditional technologies applied to our challenging warfighting problems for the future.
That's excellent. That's really incredible. And it's really exciting to see that we're going that way and we're doing that. And we're remembering the little guy, the garage guys that are out there that have an idea and that could really change the way anything's done.
That's right. That's right. It's exciting. Very exciting.